Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest Series 21, Book 1, GRYMON the Biting Horror, and it's been a while, hasn't it, since our last adventure of Beast Quest. Hopefully GRYMON the Biting Horror will come out just as good as previous ones. But yeah, like always, in-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this epic adventure, so let's go to it. Tom and Eleanor were dueling, still thinking about Adaro's words. Malval has entered their kingdom in Beric's body. Captain Hartman had been sent with his forces to scour all over Avantia to find them, but there was no sign of Beric or Malval. Our heroes came to the conclusion he doesn't want to be found. Not yet. They then heard a powerful tremor. They went to see Daltek. King Hugo was away to see his wife back to Tangala, as she was now pregnant. So Daltek was in charge. They went to the Gallery of Tombs, where Mortax's and Tanner's tombs were kept. However, they discovered that Tanner's tomb had been cracked open, and they found Adro with no pulse. Daltek examined Adro, and luckily there was a faint heartbeat, so using Daltek's magic, they would be able to see through Adro's memories. Adro had entered the Gallery of Tombs, but then an evil figure showed up. It was Malval, now in Beric's body. However, not fully, as the transformation had not fully completed itself yet. Of course, Malval knocked out Adro and took something from Tanner's tomb. Daltek informed the group it was a spellbook of an evil sorcerer known as Durfsin. Back in the day, he wanted to start an army of beasts. He planned to get his army from a place called the Neverlands, a domain where beasts fight one another. This goal was now Malval's, and our hero Tom planned to stop him. I do like that Hartman brings up why didn't they destroy the book, and we get an explanation of good wizards respecting the treasures. It's something I do a lot in the Linksy series, and I appreciate it being in here too. Because it's nice to have a little clarification of why they didn't destroy it when they had the chance, kind of thing. Our heroes discovered that Malval was at Stonewind Volcano, thanks to sensing the glow of Epos's token. So Epos arrived, picked up our heroes, and took them to Stonewind, while Daltek took Adro to the Circle of Wizards so they could help cure him. Plus, we got Storm back, so that's a plus. Our heroes spotted Malval, and he had discovered the language how to read the book. When our heroes tried to stop him from summoning a beast, Malval easily blasted Tom, which affected his shield tokens, and they started plummeting downwards. Tom took control of Epos and veered to a safer crashing spot. He told Storm to jump into the lake, as that would be safer for him. They soon crashed. Tom and Eleanor were fine, but Epos was not. She was not dead, just under deep sleep. Malval explained he had used the power of Tom's shield tokens against him, making them go into a sleep spell for the 6 good beasts of Avantia. Tom tried to get through to Beric as Malval began his metamorphosis, forming a cocoon around Beric's body. While Beric cried one last time, he was finally gone, and in his place, Malval was reborn, back to his old self. Tom challenged Malval to a duel, and Malval eagerly accepted. The two clashed, getting into an epic fight, plus there is some great artwork in this chapter of the book. Soon Malval made his retreat, putting a pit of fire to stop Tom, because he knew now, without Ferno's fire token, he couldn't reach him. But Tom found another method to get into the trees, and the two fought again, causing the tree trunk to trap Malval. But Malval admitted he was not planning on playing fair. He summoned GRYMON, a mole beast from the Netherworld. Now, from my logic, this would be currently Malval's most powerful beasts. Why? Because originally he establishes the Ghost Beasts the Ghost Beasts were from Series 4. Nothing until Series 20 has come to that level. Now, the reason I say these beasts are more powerful is because they were a part of a plan of the evil wizard Durfsin, an even greater sorcerer than Malval was, which is what the characters say. So based on that, that's why I say these are Malval's most powerful beasts. Yeah, I know battles prove one so great, but I'm trying to understand the level of power from a story method than a fight, because that's Adam's job, not mine. But yeah, let's carry on. And I refer to Adam as in Adam Ferns, not Adam Blade, so no confusion there. Tom and Eleanor got into a huge scuffle with GRYMON, but despite their best efforts, it was no good. GRYMON's fur was too slimy to climb up, And just when things couldn't seem to get any worse for our heroes, GRYMON dug underground, making a chasm spread, taking Eleanor with him. Tom hoped Eleanor was alive, but even if she was, GRYMON was down there waiting for her. Tom discovered the sinkhole was not as big as it appeared, showing Eleanor to be okay. Tom joined Eleanor and they went after GRYMON. However, after discovering some man-made tunnels, it soon turned around. GRYMON was chasing them. They managed to briefly lose him until GRYMON smashed his way through the concrete, surprising our heroes. I should also mention we learned GRYMON hates sunlight and wants to eat all the people of Avaltia. Standard beast logic to me, apart from the whole light thing. Tom used his golden armor powers to break himself free. He found Eleanor still alive. She just needed some time to recover. So Tom went to help Storm, and getting his second wind, Tom managed to get the upper hand on GRYMON, forcing the biting horror to make a retreat. Only this time, the clumsy beast died by not realizing how deep he made his own hole. He was digging around earlier, like I said, and he tried to escape, and he tried to dig back into one of his holes, but he didn't realize how deep the hole was, and he died on the impact. So yeah, that was a weird way of dying. Eleanor joined Tom, but the moment they looked back at GRYMON's body, it was gone, and an evil totem showed up, spreading decay to the land. It would seem this victory was not a happy one. The fight ending reminded me of Komodo dying off a fall, you know, because Komodo died of a fall off a cliff, and this is sort of a similar way of that. But it was also a starter book too. So it kind of reminds me of that. But despite that, I did like the twist, that despite Tom winning a negative effect, despite Tom winning, there's still a negative effect still comes out of it. I don't see much of that from the previous books. Well, maybe we do, but nothing to this knowledge anyway. Nothing to this knowledge. But yeah, overall, that is GRYMON, the Binding Horror. I do like and again, I do like the ending where, like, oh, we beat the beast, but oh, now it's this totem evil is spreading decay. Okay, and I'm sure Marvel has escaped from that tree wreckage. Going over the characters real quick, which are Tom. Tom essentially gets the hero moment. Of course, Eleanor gets shafted this book again, which I don't like because I prefer when they both beat the beast. But you know, nonetheless, it wasn't really Tom who beat the beast. It was GRYMON himself who killed him. Tom just scared him off, and then so GRYMON killed himself by accident. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'll go over GRYMON. Eleanor, yeah, she gets shafted. I really can't say much about her in this book because she didn't really get much of anything that stood out to me. Storm was there. I do like that he got back in there, but even when he did get back in there, he was only there for transportation and a damsel, essentially, at one point. Moving on to, we'll go for Malvel. Daltic, I'm not going to go over for obvious reasons, because he's just a minor character. Malvel, I do like how powerful he's grown, and the method he used to get back to life was cool. What else did I like? His clash with Tom, and obviously when he plans not to fight fair. So yeah, it's great to have Malvel back. He was clearly missed. So, and even the book says that he is the greatest villain in the series. So if you have any confirmation, here we are. The book states that Malvel is the greatest villain. So the series literally says it for us. Then you've got GRYMON himself, the big beast of this book. Kind of clumsy mole beast. Not really anything to him apart from his abilities with the slimy fur, digging abilities, and the smelling breath. Other than that, though, his best ability is the slimy fur. The other abilities are common. But nothing really much to GRYMON that stood out to me, because he was nothing more than a big clumsy klutz, to be honest. All it was a matter of doing was running away from him, and then getting your second wind, and then boom, he runs away, and then he dies. Really. I couldn't find anything that really stuck out to me that made GRYMON awesome. He's just a beast that's there. Really. Or he's kind of pathetic. But yeah, there it is, my little read of GRYMON the Binding Horror, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, go subscribe, the good stuff. And next time on Beast Quest, we'll be tackling on with the second beast of Series 21. And remember, like I say, if you want, and make sure you hit the notification bell button around the corner so you can stay tuned for Beast Quest related topics on this channel and various other content that is there. But yeah, next time on Beast Quest, we'll be tackling on with another beast of Series 21, and next time on Beast Quest is hopefully I can pronounce his name right. SKRAR. Yeah, SKRAR. Yeah, SKRAR. 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 Yeah, SKRAR. SKRAR. It's hard to say this name, but you know what? I'm gonna pronounce it that way. That's how I'm pronouncing the name. SKRAR the Night Scavenger. That's what we're gonna call it. So till next time, guys. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest Series 21, I believe, just check. Yep, Series 21, Book 2, and that of course being none other than SKRAR the Night Scavenger. So like always, in-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. With that being said, let's get through with this. Right, Tom and Eleanor were observing the totem of GRYMON that had appeared ever since the mighty beast accidentally killed himself. The totem was spreading decay across the land, and soon enough Daltec visited, showing Adaro was not doing so well. However, there was some good news. Daltec introduced Lyra, a Henkralian, which is what I call them from, you know, the race of people from Henkral. I call them Henkralians, who planned to be the new witch of Henkral since Kenta's departure. Aside from the crush that Daltec was having on Lyra, she transformed Storm into a Pegasus-like creature, so they could find, yes, well, not a Pegasus-like creature, but a Pegasus horse, so they could find Malvel faster. However, the spell was temporarily, so they would have to hurry. I should also mention King Hugo's child is born, and it's a boy. The king planned to return to Avanti to help, but Tom didn't think that was a good idea, but it was too late. They had lost contact with Daltec. So the king is coming back to Avanti, apparently, to help. Tom and friends rode off to the northern mountains to find a village was attacked by an earthquake. After freeing one of their friends with aid of Storm's new flight, they explained that Arcta had been visiting for a while now. Tom assured to the people he would find out what's going on as he rode with Eleanor, and they found... So yeah, Tom told the people, I'm going to find out what's going on. He and Eleanor go off in a bit, and they finally spotted Arcta laying on the ground, and they assumed he might be dead. So that's a bit of tension right there. Our heroes landed, and thanks to the power of the Red Jewel, Tom sensed Arcta was alive. He was under the sleep spell like Epos and Adaro, so that explains how Adaro is also under the sleep spell like the six beasts of Avantia. Our heroes then moved out as they felt a presence. It was revealed to be Malvel, summoning another beast from the Netherworld. Our heroes tried to stop Malvel, but it was too late. The next beast, SKRAR, had arrived. SKRAR showed off his incredible powers. He could melt the ground, smash rocks with ease, and shake the ground when he landed. Tom wanted to use his shield tokens, but he knew he couldn't due to Malvel's new magic. After a scuffle, Tom saw a plan forming. Noticing a river, he wondered if SKRAR was tricked into falling into those waters. His fur would, if he was tricked into going into those waters, his fur would sink him down, similar to how Tarayan was defeated. After a few tries, Tom got SKRAR's attention, and they both plummeted towards the river's waters. Tom and SKRAR got into an underwater battle, showing that SKRAR could not only hold his own underwater, but also being underwater was a simple recharge for SKRAR. The longer he was in contact with the water, the hotter SKRAR would heat it, giving him a revived boost. The fight was so great, Tom and SKRAR were out cold. The entire river was evaporated. Malvel let loose an avalanche to bury our heroes. Tom had recovered with Eleanor by his side. Tom was about to escape when everything went black. Boom. Tom awoke to see Eleanor. She reminded him what happened. They checked the avalanche to confirm that SKRAR was dead, and from the evidence it appeared he was. Tom and Eleanor were planning to go after Malvel until Storm came to them to show them that Arcta had been taken by the villagers. Our heroes raced back to the village to stop the villagers from burning Arcta, as they thought he was dead. Tom and Eleanor wanted to stop this, but they couldn't harm the villagers, which allowed our heroes to be disarmed and sentenced to be burned. Tom and Eleanor were about to be set ablaze along with Arcta when Storm came to the rescue, knocking the fire pit on its own weight, sending Arcta and our heroes tumbling free. Tom planned to stop Ched, the village leader, and after a brief scuffle, an evil force was separated from Ched, revealing it to be Malvel controlling Ched. in hopes of destroying Arctor and our heroes. The villagers all helped save Arctor from being burnt to death, but despite their victory, things got bad when SKRAR was running this way. He had survived the avalanche. Tom formed a plan. While he and the villagers prepared a trunk tree trap, Eleanor distracted SKRAR on Storm. Soon enough, the trap was ready, and Tom dared Scar to get him. It worked, and timing it right, Tom's trap worked, pinning down the Night Scavenger. Tom demanded SKRAR now surrender, which caused him to disintegrate into a totem like GRYMON had done. Tom knew this was no time to celebrate. As long as Malvel roamed these lands, Avantia was never safe. I didn't really understood what SKRAR's totem does. GRYMON was a weaker beast for sure, but at least his totem did something that seemed to pose a threat to Avantia, spreading decay to the land. SKRAR's doesn't seem to do anything, so I'm wondering why that is, and hopefully we will get an explanation why in the next book. No, that's my overall thoughts on SKRAR, the Night Scavenger. I think I did pretty well with this one when it comes to the overall analysis. A few little scuffles here and there, but nothing too major. I think I did pretty well. But yeah, there it is, SKRAR. This is a very interesting way of doing the beast stuff, because there's a bit of a beast scuffle. Mainly the fight takes place underwater, so it does show that yes, due to SKRAR's reptilian, SKRAR is a unique type of beast because he's like part crocodile with the tail. He's part coyote, part he's like a fusion of a great morph of animals put together, and that is a nice idea. And I do like that. Water could be a fire-like beast like SKRAR, but no, he finds a way. He's another one of those beasts who I think it was it Rykar who did the similar thing? Yeah, he was. It was Rykar who did a similar thing. He was a fire beast, but he found a way to get rid of the water weakness. So yeah, where he was able to fire his breath so powerful enough it could evaporate water. It's a similar thing with SKRAR here. SKRAR has when he's under the water, he will still get hotter and hotter, able to absorb all the water around him and use it as an energy boost, so that the water will become like a sauna for him. And eventually the fight got so intense, I think what happened in that fight was SKRAR tried to evaporate all the water and it got too much for him. And what happened was he knocked himself out in the blast. So that's what I think what happened in the fight, because if this is his strength, why did he still lose in that little scuffle? But I think it's not because of Tom, but he absorbed so much of the river, the entire thing, it overwhelmed him. So his own powers, his own ability turned on himself, and that's what caused him to go down the first time. But yeah, I do like SKRAR. He's a very and yes, I am talking the beast. Normally I go over Tom first, but I do want to go over SKRAR real quick. So yeah, I do like SKRAR. He's a very interesting way of doing the beast stuff. They take him out like a middle of the book, and you think he's done, but no, he comes back for one final chapter, and it's nice to see Tom beat him. And Eleanor, I will say, this is a victory due to Tom and Eleanor, because Eleanor helped distract the beast in order to get the plan working, so this is a dual victory thing. So I do like this book more than the first one, based on that, and of course GRYMON was kind of an easy beast to beat. It's kind of silly. Anyway though, let's go over the human characters now. Tom, main character, easily one of his better books. He's still in the main role, he still leads the fight, hoping to save Avantia. He gets his tactical moments, with the beast and SKRAR, tricking him, I do like this, he uses his past battles to help him, give ideas how to be a beast. Like the Trelion idea comes back into play, and even though it failed, it was nice to see Tom go that route, because I never seen that side of Tom before. I never seen him brought back all older ideas. Maybe we have in older books, but I haven't seen it to this extent. But yeah, there's my little thought on Tom. I think he did a really well job. Eleanor, she gets back to the side role, but I feel like she's not too shafted back. There's enough of her to keep her still in the plot. Storm, I think he's the second most developed character, and that's saying something. Normally Storm is like one of the damsels, but no. So ever since Storm gets brand new wings, he gets 2 moments of awesomeness. One, he's the one who informs our heroes that the villagers have captured Arctor, and if they didn't know that, then Arctor would have died. 2, he's the one who helps save our heroes before they get burned to death. So yeah. And free, actually free, he helps stop SKRAR from coming to ruin Tom's plan. So yeah, Storm gets 3 badass moments, and that's awesome for Storm. Malvel, of course, a very deceiving villain, finding new methods of tactic to destroy heroes with Beast, with an avalanche, and of course at the end using Tom's own people against him. So in overall, I think Malvel was a very well-handled villain, coming out different ways of doing it against Tom here, which is something that you see in the series with Malvel a lot. Normally he'll trick the heroes, normally he'll just send a beast after him, and normally he'll just do it himself. But in this book we get to see all 3 of those little character traits as well. The avalanche being a personal fight, the beast stuff being the standard Malvel plot, and of course you've got the deception with the people at the end. I think this book really hits all the notes, really. There's nothing really that much bad about SKRAR that I disliked at all. But so overall though, my thoughts on SKRAR, I say it's definitely a better book than GRYMON. The only one little problem I have with this book is I don't understand what SKRAR's totem does, and I really hope we get some information on that in the next book, so hopefully that will come true. But that's my little read on SKRAR, the Night Scavenger. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, go subscribe, the good stuff. And join us next time on Beast Quest. We'll be continuing on the Series 21 series, and that will be, a lot of people have been looking forward to this one, TARANTIX, the Bone Spider. Till next time guys, peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 21, Book 3, TARANTIX, the Bone Spider. And like always guys, it's time to do another epic book of Beast Quest. So, in-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. Tom and Eleanor were continuing their adventure to stop Malvel from summoning his new army of beasts. One wonders why he can't just release the full army of the Neverwell beasts. My only theory is the ancient script is hard to understand, and Malvel has learned only enough to summon one at a time. I should also mention that I now have enough info to understand a bit of what the totems do. They act as a shadow compass to where Malvel is going to be next. And I think it's not Malvel that the shadows track, it's the book, but that's just me. Still, this doesn't give us an explanation on what SKRAR's statue does, which kind of annoys me a bit. Anyway, our heroes find a worried family. They go offer their help. A wife stated her husband Rafe was lost at sea. Tom, being the hero, volunteers with Eleanor to mount a rescue. With Sepron now in a sleep state, the waters raged uncontrollably. But Tom still went through and eventually found Rafe. But they better rescue him quick because there was a whirlpool sucking him down. Our heroes tried to get closer, but it was no good, so Tom decided to dive in and get Rafe. It was soon successful, and Eleanor gave them a lift back to shore on Storm. The leader thanked our heroes for saving Rafe. She informed them that a wizard had promised to stop the storm if they helped him find Sepron. She mentioned that Sepron had been driven to shore not far from here, and the wizard was on his way there now. Tom and Eleanor assumed this wizard was Malvel, who planned to kill Sepron, so explaining who they believed the sorcerer to be, the leader pointed the direction he went, and our heroes went after. They soon spotted the figure, who was about to raise a blade at Sepron. Tom quickly ran to Sepron's rescue. Tom kicked the hooded figure, but it wasn't Malvel at all, but Daltek. He wasn't holding a dagger, but a potion. He explained he and Lyra had created a cure to Malvel's sleep spell. Apologizing, Daltek administered the cure into Sepron, reawakening him to meet them once again. Lyra showed up and explained she had cured Furno. She was now on her way to cure Arcta next, then the other remaining other beasts of Avantia. Let me just try again. Then the other remaining beasts of Avantia. Daltek shared some info that King Hugo was still on his way back to Avantia, planning to celebrate with his people. As our heroes departed, they realized the route that King Hugo was taking was on the path of the next evil beast. One wonders, with Sepron and Furno revived, are those tokens now operational again? I should also mention, with Sepron awake, the stormy seas have calmed down. Tom and Eleanor raced onwards to find Malvel before he summoned the next beast that would bump into King Hugo. However, Storm was getting tired and needed a rest, so Tom landed near a river to refill their water. However, after a drink, they sensed something was not right. They spotted a boot print. Could it have been Malvel's? Had he been here? But then, before any more could be said, Storm was being dragged into the water by an oozing shadow-like substance. Tom attempted a rescue, but Eleanor showed Tom the source of what she believed the ooze was coming from. But before Tom could slash the ooze, he was greeted by the next beast, TARANTIX. This ooze was her webbing. She had set a trap to get some horse meat. Tom tried to attack, but was quickly deflected. It was Eleanor who saved the day, showing her marksman skills, and her arrows had good effect against TARANTIX. Before she could fight back, she retreated, claiming she sensed a juicier prey. Tom came to the conclusion she was referring to King Hugo, so while Eleanor rescued Storm, Tom went to catch up with TARANTIX. I should mention they confirm that TARANTIX is a female, so that's good to know. Tom ran after TARANTIX, and after a bit of running, he caught up to her. Tom tried to cut her off. Tom tried to cut off her legs, but she revealed she could regenerate her limbs if they get cut off. Tom continued to fight for a bit until once again TARANTIX dug her way through the sand and continued her quest for King Hugo. Tom had to warn the king before TARANTIX arrived. Luckily he beat her to him, warning the king of the bone spider. Hugo showed Tom the newborn prince. Not only did Tom say he would protect the baby, but so did the queen. Eleanor and Storm were about to land, but then suddenly the ground shook underneath the carriage. TARANTIX was here. While the soldiers fought off TARANTIX, Tom and Hugo helped free the queen and the young prince. Soon it was a success, and they got the prince out of there. Eleanor arrived to take the baby to the palace. Soon Aroha joined the battle with her husband. However, despite their combined strength, they were overwhelmed by TARANTIX, taking down both king and queen. Tom was wrapped in the webbing and was going to be eaten. Suddenly, Tom was saved by his old friend Ferno the Fire Dragon, who blasted TARANTIX's rear, giving Tom the escape he needed. Getting his second wind, and TARANTIX now injured, Tom used his sword to split open TARANTIX's own abdomen, releasing all her sticky ooze, which created a pool of tar, sinking the bone spider down to her grave. With the beast defeated, the next totem arrived, and just like SKRAR, this totem has no nasty side effects, just pointing Tom to the next destination. But first, he had to help Hugo's people get back to the palace. Time was not on their side. But yeah, guys, there it is. My little whirl at doing TARANTIX the Bone Spider. So let's just go over on the overall thoughts on this book. Starting off with Tom. Yeah, this is more of Tom's book again. Once again, Eleanor gets shafted here. But putting that aside, I still think Tom does a good job. He's able to catch up with a beast. He's able to protect his friend Storm and Eleanor. And when the baby's in danger, he's a good leader. Not just to his own team with Eleanor, but also King Hugo's forces, so there's that. Eleanor gets shafted here, so there isn't much to say, but she does do some loyal acts that help secure victory, like take the prince to safety and help Storm, so there's that. Malvel, of course, being, I don't really think we see him in this book at all. We just see hints of him, so it's not really worth mentioning. TARANTIX is a nice scavenger-like beast, hungry for meat, very intimidating and scary. Especially, I can just make out now the black tar, so that's cool, awesome there. And I do like that she went for King Hugo there instead of Tom. That was a nice change instead of going for the hero all the time. Other than that, Storm was a nice character. He didn't get much to do because he was more the victim here, but he was great when he was needed. Then you got King Hugo. It was nice to see that the royal family do like to fight their own battles when one of them gets in a fight, like, you know, if the baby gets harmed, or you tick them off now, so there's that. And I think I did like this book based on all those little elements. Is it better than SKRAR? I would say, I think SKRAR had a lot of good elements. I would probably tie this with SKRAR, that's just my opinion. But SKRAR's just a little bit better, I would say. Yeah, I'll put the second best then, yeah. Because I don't want to always tie a book, so because that's just me. I'm gonna put this like second place for me when it comes to Series 21. So this would be SKRAR is my first, then TARANTIX is number 2, and of course you know GRYMON is the weakest link. But yeah, there's my little thoughts on TARANTIX the Bone Spider, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you have a like, comment, go subscribe, that good stuff. Hit the notification bell button right in the corner so you can stay in tune with all Beast Quest related topics on this channel and various other contents that are on there. And next time on Beast Quest, our next awesome beast is, of course, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right, say, Lapide. Lipida? I'm gonna pronounce the name Lipida. So there's the name, Lipida the Shadow Fiend. Till next time guys, peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 21, Book 4, Lipida the Shadow Fiend. That's right guys, this is it, the finale of Series 21. So like always, in-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. Tom was escorting the royal family back to the palace to reunite with their son. When they got there, they met Eleanor, Daltek, Lyra, and Adro, who was now awake from the sleep spell that the evil wizard Malval had placed on him. Tom was about to head out to stop Malval, but Adro refused to let Tom go. Adro knew the next beast Malval summoned would be the final beast. However, if Tom defeated it, Avantia would be destroyed. Adro showed them a map with the 3 beast totems on it. He then explained if all 4 totems arise, they will open a gateway to the Netherworld, allowing Malval to summon his full beast army into Avantia. Now that explains why Malval hasn't summoned the full army. He couldn't until Tom destroyed all 4 beasts. Tom wondered if he couldn't beat the last beast, they could at least trap her in the Netherworld to prevent her from causing any harm to anyone. But soon enough, Malval revealed he was taking control of Adro now. He knew our heroes would defeat Lipida, the final beast, otherwise Tom's home village, Erinel, will suffer, which left Adro out cold again. This is probably to me Malval's best plan, because normally he sends a beast out to get Tom, and that dies, of course, or loses, and Tom claims victory. But this time, if Tom, Tom being an expert at defeating beasts, if he does defeat this beast, it will cause havoc. So this to me was probably Malval's best plan. Daltek awoke Daltek awoke Adro and quickly informed him on what Malval had done, while Tom and Eleanor dealt with Lipida. Daltek and Lyra stayed behind to make a potion to send Lipida back to the Netherworld. When our heroes got to Erinel, the attack had already begun. After saving an old friend named Lily, Tom spotted the moth beast named Lipida. Yeah, he spotted the beast, Lipida, but he knew he couldn't kill her, otherwise Malval's plan will be complete. After watching the villagers get dragged around, Eleanor lured Lipida towards her. Any moment now, Lipida would have her. Eleanor had an idea. She turned out her torch, causing Lipida to retreat. Tom caught on what Eleanor's plan was. Moths are attracted to light, so Tom told his people to blow out all the torches in the village until the entire town was covered in darkness. Lipida had gone. The people asked why he didn't fight back. Tom just said it was complicated and moved out on Storm and Eleanor to find Lipida, but after they spotted a forest which could help them against Lipida, Storm was finally losing his wings. The spell was wearing off. Our heroes crashed into a lake but emerged fine. Now Storm's wings had gone, they had to make it on foot, but Lipida launched a surprise attack on Tom. However, Tom turned the tide of battle by using Lipida's own whip-like tail as a rope to pull her down to the lake to make her wings wet. Lipida caught on fast what Tom was up to and made a retreat. She sensed a new source of light. Tom and Eleanor ran in pursuit to see that it was Malval. If Tom wasn't going to kill the beast, that wouldn't stop Malval from doing it himself. He created a light orb to not only lure Lipida, but also as a trap to set on impact. So when Lipida touches the orb, she'll be stuck to it, kind of like a bug trap. Malval transformed his staff into a scythe and told Tom to say goodbye to his world. Tom wouldn't allow this. With Furno now revived, he could use Furno's token to enter past the orb of light that produced heat. Also, since the orb of light is hot, that tells me Lipida is immune to hot temperatures. Tom fought Malval, buying Lipida some time to get free of Malval's trap. She soon got one wing free and then the other. Malval, not wanting to let his victory be taken from him, used the spell book to take control of Lipida to go and attack our heroes. They fell back, and then a tree branch fell and knocked Eleanor out. I should also mention Lipida being a moth has massive wings. Has a massive wingspan, which can create powerful gusts. Tom went to Eleanor and soon she recovered. Daltek joined our heroes, revealing the potion that would open a gateway to the Netherworld was ready. Malval captured Daltek as a hostage in exchange for information on what this potion does, as he hadn't heard that part of the conversation. Eleanor shot an arrow, giving Daltek the escape he needed. Everyone tried to grab the potion, but it was too late. It splashed on a rock. However, despite this turn of events, the portal to the Netherworld was still opening. Malval, now aware of what our heroes were up to, laughed as they had created a gateway for him to let his army slip through. Tom had to hurry and get Lapaida in, using Daltek's magic to make a light orb to lure Lapaida back. Yet to bring back Lapaida, Tom caught Lapaida's tail and hoisted himself up on her back, and timing it right, plunged his sword into her wing, making her head straight towards the portal. Awesomeness. Tom jumped off Lapaida with his golden boot's power, sending Lapaida back to the Netherworld. Tom had broken his arm during his leap and couldn't climb out, but Eleanor tossed down a rope and pulled our hero up. Malval knocked out Daltek and Eleanor to face Tom once again. They got into a one-handed fight, and Tom won, breaking Malval's weapon. Malval planned to read from the spellbook again, but Tom kicked it from his hands, which sent it flying over the portal. Not wanting to lose the book, Malval jumped after it, not realizing where the book was falling to. Malval joined his army, trapped in the Netherworld, because he fell into the portal, because he didn't realize where the book was going to fall to. As the portal closed behind him, Eleanor and Daltek awoke, and our heroes headed back to the palace. Tom wanted to let his arm heal naturally, for once, instead of using magic, because he has enough of magic for a while. Adro explained Malval should be gone forever, but there are many ways that he could return. The royal family came in, claiming they named their son Prince Thomas, after the warrior who saved his life from the deadly spider Tarantix. Whew! And that was my little whirl at Lapaida, the Shadow Fiend. Hopefully that analysis came out pretty well. I hope it did. There was a few stumbles here and there, but nothing too major, I found. Now let's go over the characters. Good God. Woo! We'll start off with Tom, as we always do. Tom, of course, this is another one of his books where he's the guy who saves the day. For what it's worth, though, he does get a very good chunk amount. He wants to save the people, but he can't because of what Malval has done. But when he's able to find other ways, it was his idea to use the Netherworld portal to trap Lapaida instead of killing her. So that was his idea, and I do have to give him props for that. So he does show how tactical Tom is. He'll always think of another method to save everyone. He is a very good main character, I think. And it's his determination that helps drive himself forward and keep him going, which helps him once again take down Malval. So that's nice for him there. Eleanor, yeah, once again, this is a book where she gets shafted and knocked on the head and blasted by Malval. But she does injure Malval, giving Tom the fighting chance to beat Malval. So if it wasn't for Eleanor shooting him in, like, the shoulder, was it? With the arrow, Tom would not, probably would not have won that fight. He would probably lost. So thanks to Eleanor, Tom claimed victory, so she wasn't entirely shafted. Storm, yeah, this is Storm's least development, because his wings get taken away. Which, I was hoping that they would keep him around, but no, they don't. It's like, oh, without Storm's wings, he's useless, we don't need him anymore. Okay, fine. But nonetheless, though, Storm was good for what it's worth. I had fun with him through this series. It was nice to have him back. Personally, though, I would like Storm and Silver back, but one is better than nothing. Then going over to Lapaida herself, the big beast. Awesome beast. I do like that she has a long, whipping tail, because normally I'm not really a fan of, like, a moth-like beast as a moth beast, because what could it possibly do? And then it's got, like, these massive wings that create gusts. It's immune to hot temperatures because of light, and of course you've got that long, coiling tail, which is referred to as a tendril, but it's still cool, I think. And those scythe-like appendages she's got going on for her limbs, nice there. So I think Lapaida is a pretty cool beast. But she is easily distracted by light, of course, being a moth. Nonetheless, though, going over to Malval now, again, I do like, he's another smart villain. You know, if Tom's not going to destroy this beast, he's going to do it himself, because that's not going to stop him, is it? And I do like how desperate he is, but his one goof is his demise, really. That he decides to go, he doesn't see where the book's going to land. He's so obsessed with that bloody book, he goes diving for it, but he doesn't see where it's going to land. And he should know that there's a portal there, but he kind of doesn't, and he falls into it. Now, it's either presumed that his army kills him because he didn't have time to read the book, or option 2 is he's alive and he's just trapped there. Possibly he's more trapped there because he's apparently Beast Quest's most popular villain, so he's still alive. Nonetheless, though, guys, there's my little whirl-up of doing Lapida, the Shadow Fiend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, go subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell button right in the corner so you can stay in tune with all Beast Quest related topics on my channel. And next time on Beast Quest, with just 2 more series to go. Wait, just 2? No, 3. Actually 3 series to go, because Series 24 is there. But Series 24 hasn't been released yet, but 2 more series until I'm up to date with Beast Quest. Next time is Series 22, The Lost Beasts of Makai. Starting off with Minox, the Saber-Toothed Terror. Till next time, guys, peace.